Hello, people that exist. I'm deciding to do this every 3 months, so 4 times a year instead of once a year, or no, once every 4 months. So, let's get this on. This is the books I have read so far this year, because by the time I'm done with the book I'm reading now, it'll be April 1st to be exact. I have read 23 books this year so far, and this is the 100th book I read last year, the first book I finished this year, because I went to Arizona and couldn't read as much, was Furyborn by Claire Legrand. It was a book. I wonder why I rated it as high as I did. It was good, but there are much better things awaiting in this video. I don't know how to talk, I'm sorry. So after that, I read the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin from January 7th to January 10th. And, it was because of a book group I had on Goodreads, and I rated it like 4.5 stars. Pretty floppy, and that's always a good thing. And next book. I read Court of Fives by Kate Elliott. Got it at a used bookstore somewhere. And I gave it probably 4 stars. I'll say 4 stars. So, I read it for 4 days probably, January 11th through 14th. And it was good. The next book I read from January 15th to 17th of 2020 was Race to the Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. And I specifically wanted to read this. It's a Rick Riordan Presents. That's why I knew about it. But I specifically wanted to read it because it was Navajo, and my mom worked on the Navajo reservation, and it just seemed like an amazing culture and everything. So that's why I'm reading it. That's why I read it, not I am reading. What am I saying? Next, I have 3 books. The Jinx Trilogy by Sage Blackwood. A hardcover version of Jinx, because why did I do that? Because I thought I had lost Jinx, and then I got it because I really needed to read it. But then I found the paperback. Okay, I'm not even going to try. So I read these each in one day because I read too much. Next, I read Hotel Valhalla Guide to the Norse Worlds by Rick Riordan, which is the final book I had to read to complete my Rick Riordan reading catalog. I read this on January 21st because it's tiny and isn't like it's going to take that long, especially since barely any of it is like actual full book pages. So this completed all of my Rick Riordan books and is one of the only Rick Riordan books I have not read twice. Well, I'm not including the Trust Navarre series in any of that, but all of his middle grade books. Of all of his middle grade books, this was the last one I needed to read to complete my catalog until the Camp Jupiter classified one comes out, and then the Tower of Nero, but that doesn't matter right now. So, hi again. Hi, because I said bye. But, Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevre. I read from January 22nd to January 25th. So, I'm sorry, I thought I saw something weird. But it's good. Just maybe read it, but that's just, I don't know. I can't even have a conversation with the device, much less. Next is 2 books. The Last Magician and The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. So I reread The Last Magician because I got The Devil's Thief, just very thick. And the last book is supposed to be even longer, which I think, like, why is it supposed to be nearly 1,000 pages? 912 according to Goodreads, I think. So this 5 stars easily. This, well, actually 5 stars easily, except for the cover. Like, it's a weird plastic polyurethane thing that just, like a film that just comes off really easily, and I had to tape it down. The Devil's Thief was like 4 stars, I think I rated it, because it was like it was a bit crazy. But, yeah, and I like seeing it's kind of like a story with the books. It's kind of insane, but everything is somewhere near fine. But then everything goes crazy, and then the last one, everything is resolved. But that doesn't matter right now. I read these in 11 days together, and the next book is a library book, The Enchanter Heir by Cinda Williams-Chima, which I read for 4 days, I think, and I gave it 4 stars. Actually, no, I might have given it 3 stars. Just wait. 3 stars. The next book, even though I read the sequel, like, right after, I'm going to talk about each its own. I'm so stupid. But, Crown of Feathers. Beautiful, amazing, read this. Well, if you're 13 and up, or if your parents let you when you're younger, because I'm younger, but my parents don't care. But this is beautiful, read this thing. Like, I was way too surprised. Like, and I read like 40% of it in one day because we had some stupid field trip, and it was boring at the start. It doesn't matter if it's boring, it gets so much better. People rate books 1 stars, and I hate it when they don't finish the whole thing. But, like, people rated this 1 stars, or like something. It's boring at the start, but like the writing style kept me hooked. You should read this. Moving on to the Heart of Flames by Nikki Pau Prieto. An amazing novel. Giant, but I read it in 3 or 4 days, and it fell once because a kid accidentally did. Even without the dust jacket on, I was still like terrified and furious. And then I also have this thing, which I somehow cherish even more than this, because this is the Owlcrate exclusive edition. So, well, I think the reason I cherish it even more is because of that, and maybe sprayed edges, and because maybe it's a whole different cover on the back, and because maybe like a decent amount of it is different. This is more shimmery, and she's like more like teal-ish, and this is super beautiful, like this purple, like it's purple instead of the. I really, really, really want a Crown of Feathers one too, because that would complete my collection, and I also want the 3rd book's signed copy. I talk too much, but if like I could say one thing, I love these. So like, you can't change my mind. These are beautiful. Actually, you won't change my mind, and you're completely wrong if you think that these are bad. And then I read a few library books that I don't have with me. Actually, a few books. 2 of them are library. These first 2. The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin, Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and then Flowers for Algernon because my teacher gave it to me to read. So I don't have any of those. Now I'm going to go put these back and get the next, which is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. And I really liked it. Gave it 5 stars, and yeah, I said it went from good to great to amazing. And then I have a giant list of my thoughts. That doesn't matter right now. Read it from February 29th to March 3rd. Sorry. I also got this at a bookstore, but a whole other bookstore across the country. I recommend it, but it's another YA book, so don't read it like that. some age I'm not going to specifically explain. Just get on with the next book, stupid me. Then I read The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin, and some of my library books down that way are Scarlet Cress and Fairest by Marissa Meyer, which I read in succession, or whatever I should say. And, well, and as you'll see, I still have not read Stars Above. But I read Winter on a Kindle because the library closed, and it was only, and we didn't want to buy it like for a book, so I just decided that I'd deal with reading a Kindle, and it actually wasn't too bad, which is a good thing, I think. So, that's pretty much all. Now to the end. I only remember the first time I said hello to the people that exist because I looked at it a while ago, but or looked at it yesterday, and it's been a while actually. Said it like in November 1st, I think. November of 2019, because I was like, hello people, and then I just decided to finish because it didn't seem complete, so I just said that exists, and now I'm here. I've said it a lot, but yeah, I'm going to disappear. Tomorrow might be my review for the Lunar Chronicles, which I greatly liked, or it might be something else. And soon enough, I'll have something about modifying this, like with magnets and lubricants. And then if I have any left, either sticking it in my 2x2, or well, at least magnets and glue. And then if I get or have any lubricant left, I'll maybe put it in these. So, but goodbye, people that exist. And I haven't. And that one was a newer one, and I've barely even ever said it, only 3 times, because, I don't know, I could just say bye, but, stupid pens. Goodbye, people that exist, because you exist, in case you didn't know that by now, but now you do.